She is sure. She is sure. She is strong. She is strong. She is true. She is true. She is brave. She is brave. She is bold. She is bold. She is you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Word of Mom Radio here on the Word of Mom Media Network. I'm your host, Dori DeCarlo, and you know we are here week after week, show after show, breaking those myths that mompreneurs and businesswomen, especially those of us building our businesses from home, that we're just dabbling in between bake sales and getting our nails done, we're not. We are smart, we are savvy, and we are sharing the wisdom of women in business and in life. And I'm looking forward to bringing today's guest into our coaching corner. Nadja Fromm is a marketing coach and startup strategist who helps aspiring founders and corporate escapees turn big ideas into bold, profitable businesses without the fluff, burnout, and BS. With 20 years of experience in global brand marketing and startups, Nadja brings the strategy and the soul to early stage business building. She's on a mission to help purpose-driven misfits master their marketing foundations so they can stop winging it, stand out, and finally get traction. So let's forget the revenge body. Nadja is all about the revenge business. She's here to help you rewrite the rules, build something real, and finally take charge of your career and your life. And I gotta tell you, I love that attitude. So with that being said, Nadja, welcome to Word of Mom Radio.
Thank you so much for having me, Dori.
It is my pleasure, and I would love for you to take us on that corporate journey of yours that led you to do what you do now.
Oh, I'd love to. I mean, it's always the road down memory lane. I started my career back where I grew up in Europe. I'm originally from Germany. The longer you hear me talk, the accent is going to creep in, so just bear with me. So born and raised in Germany, I started my career out in advertising agencies. Started just right off the bat, just, as advertising agency work is in TV and movies as it is portrayed, that's how it is really. You swim or you sink. Luckily, I was able to swim. I did that for over 10 years, and then jumped over to the dark side, went over to corporate and started, taking on first leadership roles in marketing departments. And from there, stumbled from startups back to corporate, and then ultimately landed on my own 2 feet and started my own business. And the way that all came about really was this trifecta that I kind of built in my career path, which I believe a linear career path, it's no longer really the desirable path, right? We all bounce around, and sometimes you go with the flow and sometimes you go with whatever opportunities present to you, right? And so for me, that was really the trifecta of advertising agencies, corporate leadership, and startup advisory. And so bringing all of that together, I'm now a business coach. And what I really love doing most is helping people overcome that fear and this perception that building your own business is really scary. So there's a lot about the mindset shifts that I coach my clients on, but really fundamentally helping you to understand what are the foundations that you have to have in place before you jump ship, but also how much of the things that makes a business really successful just comes from doing it, putting yourself out there, even when you feel that you're not ready. So it's a lot about the mindset, building the foundations, and kind of helping you through that confidence building that yes, you can build your own business. Yes, you can run your own show. Yes, you do not need a paycheck or anyone else to tell you that you're ready. It's all within you. And that is what really lights me up nowadays.
I love that. I really do. As somebody who's been a mompreneur since 1994, I started back in last century with all of this. And I find it wonderful. And it's funny because I honestly think that COVID did a lot to open people's eyes to women that have built businesses from home thinking, like I said in our beginning, that we're just dabbling. They don't realize the discipline it takes and everything to run a business while you're running a home and doing all of that. And I love the idea of your breakup with the corporate grind. So how can somebody tell, Nadja, when it is time to move on from what they are doing and to finally go out there on their own?
Yeah. I think while it is obviously very individual, right? Some of us just know I gotta run. There's these your body knows first. So I think the first thing that I would recommend is to be incredibly honest with yourself, to sit down and reflect on, are you staying in this job because of extrinsic motivations or reasons or expectations, or is this something that you still find joy in? And I think when the answer of these things lean towards, well, there's external expectations, and that is just how we've been raised. You have, you get your job, you get the paycheck, and you have the perceived safety of the benefits that it pays. But we all know that, especially over here in the US, like this is employment at will. And anytime that job can be like the rug pulled away under your feet, poof, it can be gone tomorrow. And once you realize that I I just don't want to get up in the morning, right? We all know that the Sunday scaries, that pit in your stomach when you open up your laptop on a Monday morning and you just, you have to drive to the office. Listen to your body. I think when your body is screaming at you that this is not the place to be, then that is a very telling symptom. For myself, it was definitely the combination of reaching the glass ceiling and at the same time feeling incredibly exhausted and empty inside. And it wasn't because, yes, I worked 60, 70, 80 hours a week, as you do in corporate, especially the higher you climb up there. And I made it all the way to the top, and I was sitting in these board meetings, and I was thinking to myself, I'm not feeling this. This is not what I was hoping for. Everybody promised me once you reach the top of the food chain, once you reach your goal, and then, well, then what? And I realized that I was chasing some kind of dream and some kind of version of success that wasn't really mine. And so for me, it really came physically, mentally, emotionally, all my bodies breaking down and forcing me to completely stop and reevaluate what that is that I really want to do with my life. Because it's not to please other people. It's not to fulfill some kind of norm that society shaped, but it is about finding what really lights you up. And if you don't have that, if you dread every day to go to work, if already on a Wednesday you count the hours back to the weekend, just for it to go Saturday, Sunday done, life happens not just in between work. Life is every day is your life, and you should be able to enjoy every hour of the day, right? And so my mission is to show people that it's not just about, the work-life balance. You're gonna do both. It's one thing. You live one life, and the more you can live and work in a really healthy balance, and you can really show up as your true full self. You don't have to put on the mask on a Monday, and you don't go completely haywire and mayhem on a Friday night because finally you break up. When you reach that level of safety and security and fulfillment, that is where your whole nervous system is finally able to breathe and get out of that fight, flight, freeze response. And so what I would tell you is for you to listen to your body, to sit down and really truly check in with yourself. And so it's all about being honest with yourself. I think that's going to be the very first step.
I think it's very important. And, as I read in your bio, you say, forget the revenge body. Let's talk about the revenge business. I just think that's a phenomenal term. I really do. I love that. Why do you think there's that way to reclaim that freedom and that success in having that revenge business? Let's go for it.
Yeah, I think the reclaiming, I just got goosebumps when you said it. I think that's something that is so true. To me, the revenge business, this term just popped up into my head when I started talking about breaking up with corporate. And as I mean, we all been probably, everybody listening had some form of relationship ending. And if maybe it's your choice, maybe it was not your choice, but either way, you breaking up is such a shift, it's such a change, and that really throws off everything. It throws off your routines, the way your body feels, the your thought patterns. So it's such a huge disruption. And so I felt when I was thinking about breaking up with corporate, it just immediately reminded me of, back then my divorce, the ultimate breakup of I thought this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Think career, think partner. Um, and then you wake up one morning and you say, whoa, it's not that. And so these kind of these kind of shifts, this kind of huge change in your life can either re-energize you, it can wake you up, or it can completely break you down. But no matter where you're at, it is energy. And when you reclaim that energy and you're able to channel that breakup moment, as many people do, all of a sudden, we have so much free time. We feel so much better about ourselves. We take care of ourselves first, finally. And that is where the revenge body comes in, right? Finally, all of a sudden, people get fit because they're no longer locked in and weighed down by whatever that previous relationship was. And I thought that was such an interesting parallel to leaving your job and to breaking up with a certain career and wanting to make a complete 180 shift. And so I thought to myself, all that, the pain that comes with it, no matter if you leave your job by yourself or if you're forced to, right? If we could channel that energy into momentum, and if we would be able to take all those neural pathways, they're all of a sudden just bubbling because things are new and the brain is out of autopilot all of a sudden, and it's just like, whoa, everything is really exciting. All the neurons are firing. That is exactly the right moment for you to rewire your brain into for success, to rewire your brain so that it actually serves you. And so the same as a breakup in the relationship, when you break up with your job, how can you use that energy and the time and the mind space and hopefully that the peace that your body is immediately feeling from not being, pushed down and having all the negative energy around that with your boss or your colleagues or whatnot, channel that into something positive and really lock in why you're doing this and putting yourself first. So I think that was such a powerful parallel that the more this popped up, people were just resonating to it. And so now I'm like, you know what? I should talk more about the revenge business.
I love that. And on that note, we're going to take a quick break, say thank you to our supporters, and we'll be back here in just a moment on Word of Mom Radio. She is brave, she is bold, she is you, and we want to tell your story. Are you ready to share your journey with us on Word of Mom Radio? Go to wordofmomradio.com and register as a guest. We want to tell your story because when you win, we all win.
In 2017, Unsilenced Voices was formed to help survivors of domestic abuse and gender-based violence worldwide. The organization currently serves Sierra Leone, Rwanda, Ghana, and the USA. In 2022, Unsilenced Voices gifted over $33,000 to survivors in the USA, and in Sierra Leone, there are over 26 young girls who have been rescued from sex trafficking and domestic abuse and now going through vocational training school in order to better their lives. We need your help. Donations are critical in order for us to continue our work. We also need volunteers to help with research and development. Please visit unsilencedvoices.org for more information.
And we're back here on Word of Mom Radio. We're speaking with Nadja Fromm. We were just talking about the revenge business. And I love what you have to say, because you know what? You said it earlier about, this is our life and this is what we have to live. And I say this to people all the time. Every time I hear somebody say, oh, you only live once. You live every day. You only die once. And every day is your chance to make the best day you can make it. And so at this point, it is that time. Someday is right now. If we've learned anything through what has gone on, this is our someday. So
Yes.
For you, how do you see mindset playing in these life changes? I got coaching certifications during COVID is what I did. Business life, but most importantly for me was mindset. So I would love to know how you feel this plays that role in changing careers and cultivating that dream of yours.
I couldn't agree more, Dori. It is 90% of what we do is mindset. And not just the biggest motivator, but also the biggest demotivator, and the biggest problems that we have in our life are right on top of our shoulders. And when you start to realize, and that was something that just in the last couple of years, I realized as I was rewiring my own brain and now shifting into the mindset coaching of you can do that too. It all starts with having the right mindset and having the right attitude towards what you're doing. One is, as we just mentioned before the break, it's about choosing yourself first, putting yourself first. No matter what other responsibilities you have, it's not a new concept, but you gotta fill your own cup first, right? Put the mask on first on the plane. You gotta put it on yourself first before you help others. And so I thought that was such an interesting parallel there. If you think about the mindset shift that it takes from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, it couldn't be more different. And at the same time, many of us who have this calling, who feel like having this 9 to 5 job, reporting to this manager, fulfilling whatever is just reflected in my job description, that is just not cutting it for you, then I'm very, very sure that you already have a lot of the wiring as an entrepreneur mind. So what do I mean by that? Let's maybe start thinking about what makes a really good employee. Right out in school, we are taught to raise our hands to speak, to wait for approval. We are taught to avoid mistakes, right? You go to your boss for approval, for direction, for decisions. So we always in this pattern of waiting for some kind of external impulses to change, to move to the next step, to speak up. And if you think about those attributes, they are the complete opposite of what you need as an entrepreneur. Because what do we as entrepreneurs do? First of all, nobody's coming. You are by yourself, and you're the only one who can tell yourself that you're ready. And by the way, ready is not even a thing. You're never going to be ready if you want to build your own business. Readiness is a decision. And it's going to be the decision of, this is good. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to get real life feedback. And I might not know everything right now, but I will learn everything on the way that I need to. This fundamental shift of being able to go out there without anyone telling you you're ready, making decisions based on incomplete information. You'll never have all the answers, but yet you have to make a decision. Is this website good to go? Should I put my channel on multiple platforms? Like, is this logo good? Is this sales strategy working? Nobody will come and pat you on the shoulder and say, oh, good job. You got this. This is good. Do this differently. You have to do this completely by yourself. And that requires so much confidence, doesn't it? And confidence usually is created from a lot of clarity. The clarity that says, yes, I can do this. I understand what I know and I understand what I don't know. Surrounding yourself with the right people that are not the naysayer, but the ones who believe in you when maybe for a minute you don't. So it's all about making decisions with incomplete information, being able to believe in yourself when nobody else does, and or not taking no for an answer, or like accepting 100 no's for this one yes. And you will never get it all right. You will never just, you know, get it all right and all perfect. Perfection is a myth. It triggers procrastination, actually. And so when you think about the change in mindset of employee to entrepreneur, black and white, 180. But I am so sure that people listening to this, and you might still be in your 9 to 5 in your job, this craving that you want more, that you want to be in all the rooms. You don't want to wait for direction. You don't want to have spend so much of your lifetime, your blood, sweat, and tears when you're so passionate about your work, but you don't want to use that for somebody else's dream. When you have that hunger and that desire and that drive to rewrite your story and to just get out there and see what happens. That is an attitude that is really hard to coach. It's hard to just instill into someone, but there are so many ways with very mindful practices and having the right support system in place. It is possible. And it all starts with being honest with yourself. Am I happy where I'm at? Do I feel that I have what it takes? And then at some point, honestly, Dori, as you know, you just have to jump. You just have to take that leap of faith, because when you're scared to leave your job, that is your brain telling you you're on the brink of something, because your brain wants you to do what? Your brain is designed for speed and efficiency. And it all it wants to do is keep you safe. And even if that means you're in a place where you don't really want to be no more, but that is what your brain knows as safety. And so it will do what it can to scream at you. Don't take the leap. You need the paycheck. Don't leave your job. You might fail. Don't listen to these voices, because that is just your brain telling you that you are on that cusp of something new. And that is where you need to jump through. That's the leap of faith that you have to do.
Agree with you 1,000%. You know, doing what I'm doing for as long as I'm doing this, I have listened to women talk themselves out of their dreams so many times. It's amazing to me. They create their own obstacles. They create problems that haven't even existed. Well, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? What if are the worst words in the world. They really are. Because what if it all goes well? What if everything you thought was going to go wrong doesn't? Then what? And then you'll hear them talk themselves out of it again. Because, oh, well, then I won't be able to handle it. Blah, 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 blah. It's an amazing thing. And again, it goes right back to that mindset. That little, I don't know if you know the Little Red Engine book. It's the Little Red Engine going up the hill. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I thought I could. I thought I could. And then it gets up over the hill. I thought I did it. I did it. This is what it is. It really is when it comes to this. So have you found, Nadja, that there are some good habits and routines that have really kind of been game changers for people that you're working with to try to build that, you know, to me, it's such a myth, the balance of work and family, because it's a juggling act. But have you found some things you really find successful for your clients?
The biggest discovery for me was finding and understanding and experiencing the power of tapping. So tapping, for those who are not familiar with it, tapping is exactly, we immediately go to our collarbones, the ones who know it. You tap on those meridians. There are multiple ones, whoever is watching it like on the videos, there are multiple ones in your face and on your body. And tapping is essentially, it's scientifically proven, it sends a relaxation response to your brain. Very simple, very simplified here, but here's how tapping can work for you. We can do two things with it. A, emotions are energy. Emotions are basically energy stored in your body, right? So our thoughts create emotions, emotions create action. That's just to ground ourselves. So if emotions is just energy trapped in our body, negative and positive, we can help even that out. So one of the tools that I do on a daily basis is when I experience something that is upsetting. Literally before we had this call here today for the recording, Dori, I was at physical therapy and I walked back to my car and I saw the side is scratched. Like the mirror is bent, like the whole side of my car is. I promise you, this was just 3 hours ago. And immediately my nervous system is like cooking up anger, frustration, worry, like, oh, now I have to pay for it. Like, how do I, I don't have anyone, like, who can help me? All those feelings immediately came up. And because I'm so practiced with it, it took me just a couple of taps of it's just a car. You can fix it. Nobody got hurt and it will be okay. And I probably didn't do it on purpose. And even though I'm really upset and annoyed and worried that there's going to be a big bill and maybe the insurance won't pay it, it will be okay because this will pass. And just within a couple seconds of tapping and saying these things out loud, my body was able to process this emotion. And because I was doing the tapping, my brain understood I'm not really in danger here. I don't have to fight anyone, even though I wanted it for a second, believe me. But I don't have to fight. I don't have to run. It's totally fine. I'm safe. That's what you want to do. So whenever you have an upsetting moment like that, find a meridian, which one you choose, and tap it and say these things a couple times, and you will feel how your body is releasing that charge. And now we can also use it to tap in something positive. Every morning when I wake up, I open my eyes, and I do my tapping rounds, and I tell myself what an incredible day I'm going to have today. I'm so excited. I have this great interview later on with Dori. I can't wait to meet her. I'm so excited to have a conversation about, all these things. And also the weather is so nice. And I can't wait to talk to my clients later on. And I'm so grateful that I choose this life for myself. And I choose to, and I can wake up whenever I want. And I call it a day when I want. Like, how beautiful is that? My gosh, I'm so grateful that I can choose this life for myself. And then I get up. And your whole day is programmed for you to have this fantastic day. And it all sounds like woo-woo and BS. And why would tapping on my shoulder, on my collarbone help? I promise you, try that for a couple days and you'll be surprised. Tap out negative thoughts. Oh, what if I fail? What if that doesn't work? What if I'm not going to make any money with this? Tap it out until your body is relaxed about it, because that's all it is. You want to have your thoughts and your emotions just even keeled and calm and collected and in neutral. And then you can tap in something positive on top of that. When you feel that your throat is getting really tight, there's this pit in your stomach, that is your body telling you that there's something off, and you just want to be able to help it to come back into balance. And tapping is the most important tool in my life today. And any of my client who's tried it once says really like, wow, now I go into networking conversations and I'm not worried about what they say and what they might think and how to respond, but I'm just present, and all of a sudden people come to me, and all of a sudden people want to have a conversation about me, how they can work with me. Oh, and that is the absolutely most powerful thing. EFT, go Google it, find your nearest counselor or coach who is specialized in these tapping techniques, and I promise you it's gonna make a big change for you.
What a great way to leave people with something that, and trust me, I started tapping when I was about 5. I had no idea what this was, but I knew when I was upset, I would start at my forehead and I would tap my forehead. I'd come down onto my cheeks. I'd go into my jaw, then I would come to my throat, and then I would be in my heart. And my mother's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. I'm just tapping myself to make me feel better. 30 years later, I was at a conference and someone was talking about tapping, and I couldn't believe it. And it really is true. It will just, anything you're worried about, your body will start to calm down. You will feel it relax you. And when you're excited, it's the same thing. It's bringing it back into you. So, oh my gosh, I love that you shared that. I really did. I did, and it's something that I don't even think about. It is not even something I make a conscious decision. It's just something that I do if I'm feeling tired or whatever, and I have to keep going. It brings me energy. It's remarkable. So as we do wrap up, Nadja, what do you want to leave our listeners with, and how may they reach out to you?
Well, I would want to leave you guys with, first of all, try out tapping. But most importantly, listen to your body. I know it's a beat upset like saying, and everybody uses it and nobody really feels anything about it, but I promise you, your body knows first. Feel in where you feel emotions in your body. And also, emotions are not the truth. Thoughts are not the truth. Thoughts are just that. Thoughts are just thoughts. Feelings are just feelings. It doesn't mean that they tell you this is the truth, this is right, or this is wrong. When you start to be mindful and very intentional with your thoughts, your emotions will follow, and therefore your actions will follow. So it all starts with your mind, with your body, and staying with you, no matter what's going on outside of you. And that is said much easier than it is actually done. But if anyone is interested to learn more about that, please visit my website. It's from-consulting.com. And I would love to have a conversation because I just love meeting people. But B, I have a bunch of free resources on there. And so yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I would want to leave you guys behind with. Listen to your body.
I love it. All of Nadja's links are going to be live on Word of Mom Radio. Please reach out to her. Get the free resources. Set up that phone call. And she's right. Tapping, look into it. If you don't know what it is, you cannot believe how simple it is and how you will feel it immediately. So Nadja, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your expertise, and your wonderful energy with us here today on Word of Mom Radio. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Dori. What a pleasure.
It has been my pleasure too. And for all of you tuning in, thanks so much for being here. We're going to close out with our fabulous theme song from Smith Sisters and the Sunday Drivers. So till next time, this is Dori DeCarlo saying go out and create a marvelous you. Bye for now.
She is sure. She is sure. She is strong. She is strong. She is true. She is true. She is brave. She is brave. She is bold. She is bold. She is you. She is you. She is you. She is you. She is sure. She is sure. She is strong.